Greetings to everyone, greetings of honor, coming to everyone from Ifa Ela Ministry. How is the week been? I have clarity that the loving hands of God has touched every one of us, and we'll continue to stay in our light. Alafia. Well, I'm going to say that we're going to talk about Jesus and Mohammed as the role they play then and now. Let's reflect first on what I intend to say about Jesus in this term. Jesus is light. Before we start to call him Jesus, let's look at the onset of time. According to the clarity that the universe is giving me, meaning MOREMI, Ifa Ela. Prior to now, we have what people, but before we turn it to religion, we have Akela and Anela people. As time moved on, then we have MOREMI. You can see more is like just word taken out, letters taken out of MOREMI. So it's like MOREMI. So when you say more, you just somewhat shorten that letter, and naturally the will be somewhat not the same. And forward from that period, then you have Jesus. But Jesus is, we cannot separate Jesus and MOREMI. Trying to do that is almost like trying to separate the sun and the moon. It's not possible. But Ela, remember I mentioned earlier, Akela and Ela people. It's about Ela. So Jesus in this term, according to my clarity, is Ela. And Ela actually means light of life. Therefore, what Jesus came to tell us is not to carry cross, rather to carry our light, because that's precisely what Jesus means. Think of the E that comes after the J and just complete it, write it, scroll down, like E-L-A. E-L-R, they don't say A, it's just R, because but we have R-B-D. So it's almost like A, it's European letters, if you like. So it's Ela, we say. So the clarity would be to say Jesus Ela, rather than just saying Jesus. Because when you don't say Ela to the person's name, it's like you're saying half of that thing. You're not, saying the overflowing of that particular aspect of a person. So it's better to say Jesus Ela. So, and Ela means light. So what Jesus came to tell us was to carry our light, because Jesus is light. Therefore, Jesus did not say to us, drink my blood, because Jesus will say, don't drink my blood because I am not a wine. Don't eat my flesh because I am not bread. Let's look at it from this aspect of things. If it was actually Jesus' blood that people were drinking, by now I think the blood will have run out. Do you not think so? So it is not really proper to continue to think it's okay to be drinking Jesus' blood or to be eating Jesus' flesh. So the clarity here is not about blood or somebody's flesh. It's actually about light. So it's highly important for us to see reasoning that we have entered into a new time and space of clarity. Therefore, the clarity is Jesus never really left us, because light means eye of God. Light means, when you refer it to Ogun, is a strong arm of God, which is the eye of God, everything of God, watching over all of us and allowing us to enter from time and space of one time to another. But we're in that space of time now whereby it's not really what we should look into or think that is information age. It is rather a reformation time and space. I don't like to refer to things as age, because when you say age, then you're encouraging people to become old before their own time, when there's really no such thing as old. What we have is time and space. So for me, I would say I refer to age as Ajay time. But to be clear, I would say time and space and a lifetime. So we have entered into a reformation space of time now, and a lifetime reformation, which is why I keep saying to us, renewal is very, very important. Because if anyone refuses to renew, it means that person will be left behind, because we are in a new reformation time and space. So Jesus really never left us. If Jesus is light and Jesus is Ogun, son of God, Jesus, is not surprising when we refer to Jesus as Ogun, the strong arm of God. Therefore, when we use Jesus as an excuse to be putting forward God that is cannot connect to people in the manner that people's life will begin to be fruitful and blossoming, then it makes people to wonder, is there really God? So by nature, principle, what we're teaching people and what we're promoting is not a living God, rather a God that is falsehood, and it is high time that we know we don't have any option but to rewind, review our ways and renew. I would like to touch on Mohammed as well with Anna. Mohammed did not, in Mohammed time and space, what he came to tell us is to, I have clarity that at one point he had stopped the killing of girls in that area and time and space. Meaning it did not promote death either. So today, people, we need to start loving up on living God. We need to start loving up on life, not on death, because God cannot be two things. Like, God is not as literal as we think. God is not living God and at the same time we say God is death. No, God is just a living God. God is everything living. So what Muhammad has promoted was for us to honor MOREMI, if you like. Possibly that's the reason why his name is Ham, God. More is not ham, i.e. as in lamp, as we like to promote lamp. We cannot join lamp and man as one. It's like taking a place of a lamb. Lamb is not going to be happy with you, because lamb knows this is my space. How would man come and take my space? Like same as sheep. So when we connect man and sheep, as in taking somebody else's position, it becomes a problem. So more ham, mad. Let's hear that sound. You said more ham, which is kind of lamb, and then you say mad. It just doesn't, the sound does not really hug up on living God, if you know what I mean. So I think the precise meaning as far as clarity is concerned is more, which is MOREMI. So you can see how Muhammad is an extension of MOREMI, just the same way as Jesus is extension of MOREMI. So for clarity purpose, it will be more armed, more strong arms of living God. That's what Muhammad is. And it didn't particularly promote war, but it has to go through a lot of war for him to even, it didn't have any peace of mind, having to bring the reasoning of living God to people, same as Jesus. But clarity is letting me to know that when Jesus, for example, if people think it's Jesus that you crucify, that's just what you think. That's just a thinking, a belief system. That does not come with clarity. We cannot kill or destroy or do harm to a strong arm of God or children of living God. It's a perception on our part, and we need to stop promoting that kind of perception, rather begin to live a life that is straight, whereby we'll actually begin to know in our heart genuinely living God is real, and living God has given everybody their space to occupy, to commune, and honor one another. So what Muhammad brought to us is to have honor for women. And Jesus Christ brought to us to carry our light. Because Jesus Christ stays in Jesus Christ's light. And his message to everybody was to carry your light and live and stay in your light. It's not possible for someone to say, come and be eating his flesh or come and be drinking his blood. In what time and space is that even a conception that makes sense? When we do this sort of stuff, it's a case of man thinking that God is just literal. And you can use a literal writing or algebra things up, or use symbol to confuse stuff. With symbol, we know we can't really confuse stuff because symbol is firm and strong. As 7-7, if you like, as a strong arm of God, strong arms of God. We cannot, any way you turn it, it still remains strong arms of God. It's firm and it's strong. It does not play tricks on us or confuse us. We need to begin to know that, and we do know, because there's a lot that we don't know, and it's okay. What we know is more than enough that we need to sustain this time and space that we're in. Therefore, practices that doesn't promote living God, it's a must that we have to start to put an end to that. We need to start that gradual journey of light. Honor to all. Alafia. As you can see, welfare of women were highly important to Prophet Mohammed, and that's why he stopped killing of girls during his time and space. And yes, we have clarity that he had married 4 wives or something like that, and he said men could marry 4 wives, but he also made sure that he put a clause in that statement which totally makes it impossible to start collecting women as if women were commodity that men should own. Why does it even seem like everything a man achieve or whatever a man become has to be at the expense of a woman? Why is it that men, majority of the time, have a higher level of dishonor and disrespect for a woman? Isn't it a woman that brought men to the world? Something is very wrong with these practices. That's one of the reasons why it's seemingly that MOREMI had abandoned us. But people of Oroiba knew that she's one of that ancestor, and she is the Moda art, meaning I create art, not Moda, not M-U-R-D-E. It's Moda Oroba. On Oroba, I say Moda, it means a creator. She's a creator of heavens and earth, because she's a bridge between heaven and earth. The Bible made us to understand that when God created heaven and earth, God had a partner. I think things were the other way around. Things were switched. It's more that she's not one. She's the partner, of course, but she's the creator. And the depth of that and the height of that is not open to man, and it's okay. But there's no need to keep promoting lies, because that is not going to add value to us anymore. Jesus have high respect for women. Jesus is light, because Jesus coming from light, and MOREMI is light. I think it's the same MOREMI that other culture refer to as Mary, but it's MOREMI from the onset. So Akela people, meaning Amela people, Oroiba people, know that MOREMI will come back. It's not Jesus that will come back. If it's Jesus, then where does Jesus come from? Do you not think that it's the creator of life that will come back to give us back our life and teach us how to keep that life? And it won't be surprising that Muhammad and Jesus and all of these beautiful, wonderful people will be present with her. Because from our comment, all the ancestors, generation that we are, that is. So we go on about love, 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 love. We've transmitted love into sex. People don't know the meaning, the difference between love and sex. Therefore, love has become sex. Not knowing that without love, which is life, that cometh through two people becoming one heart. So love is actually life, and there's no love without honor. Love and honor is like sun and the moon. MOREMI and Jesus is the same as the sun and the moon. So when we continue practices of dishonor to women, how do we expect to keep life and to honor life? When I say I am Emi, what I'm trying to say is I'm giving honor to where it comes from. I'm saying I am God that is in me. I am God that I am in. Every community have their own inner God, and that is enough. You don't need to go after somebody else's community or somebody else's inner God. And when I say Ela, I'm saying light of life. Jesus is present in it, Prophet Mohammed is present in it, and everyone that's ever had a calling, everyone that have a calling will relate to what I'm saying, because when you have a calling, there's nothing else you can do but to answer. No answering my calling is rather worse, because I know where universe has taken me, and for the reason that brought me to sit here in front of you and speak about God that is living, God that is light in every angle of life and in the center. God that does not speak about darkness, just God that speaks about light. Because where there's light, we cannot continue to talk about darkness. As we know, it's the Ifa Ela Ministry tradition. We celebrate ancestors that we are. We celebrate the generations that we are and that is. So the ancestors that we're going to be celebrating and giving all honor to today are Louis Armstrong, Nina Simone, Luther Vandross, and Teddy Pendergrass. And some of many people that have been given the task to keep the light of the ancestors burning in our talents, in our duties, and in our everyday life. It's supposed to be in our everyday life, it's supposed to be our lifestyle, to be celebrating our ancestors, who we are, and generation that we are, and that is. So those that will be celebrating today, as we celebrate every one of us, are Two Baba, Two-Face, Abeni Salawa, and Fali Pupa. Alafia Ushibao. King Sunny Ade. I think the universe, the world knows King Sunny Ade, right? The Juju creator. That's his way of telling us that when you say Juju is a bad thing, no. Or you say voodoo is a bad thing, no. It's rather people's intention or what they practice. If people, you could say something is good, if your practice is not good, clarity will know. So Juju is good. Juju, right it the other way, you have Lulu. Lulu is a person name, isn't it? And Ilu is actually a drum. So you can see how we are genuinely music people that dances. Because when we dance and we sing, that's how we connect with everything. It's that rhythm of life, movement of the wind, of water, of sound, of purpose. So Juju is music. It is not something evil. It's rather intentions of people that need to be renewed so that we can remove evil from us. When you even think evil, try and write it backwards. What do you have? You have life. Just the same way when you write dog backward, when you write God backward, you have dog. That's why I know it's highly important for every one of us to know we need to give honor to all things. That's how we can honor ourselves. So man and woman, from today, you have to know, religious or no religious. That's just by the way. The key to life, to loving up on living God, is man should honor woman, woman should honor man. That's how we honor God. That's all God asks us to do. Because God will not ask us for anything. If there's something God wants, God will not ask us. The only way we honor God, the only way we celebrate living God is by honoring one another. We can never get away with that because we have entered into that renewed time and space, and it's a lifetime now that we must begin to live life as it is written by the living God, not by our own mutilated letters that we just mutilated and then we put back together as we want it, we shorten it as we want it, we lengthen it as we want it, and God is more than literal. And it's not difficult for us to live a life that is straight. It's only because we haven't tried. Everyone will be fine in their own spaces, in their own places, in their own positions. that universe, MOREMI, Ifa Ela, has placed us. We can never know better than God. And God knows every one of us better than we know ourselves. And God has given each and every one of us individually, community-wise, and collectively enough. The only ibadah, i.e. prayer, that we should be doing is to be able to exercise all of that purpose that we brought to this higher plane with us. That's the only prayer, the only ibadah there is. We won't have to worry about being unsafe because somebody's going to lie about us, somebody's going to kill us, somebody's going to name us, somebody who's coming to pillage our village or our community and stuff like this. Even real animals, i.e. real dog, real cow, real this, real that, they don't do this. It's people who are transformed and they become fake animal or fake whatever that create all this kind of problem in our space. So when everybody get to their space in time, and it's going to be for a lifetime, we're all going to be fine. It's only in our spaces, time, and lifetime that we're going to really begin to enjoy the beauty of God. This time and space and lifetime is where the strong arms of God lives. And we knew that time it will come. What I'm saying is actually, what if what I'm actually saying is real? That time is not going to, it's not a case of it is coming, it's here. We have entered into it. I've had to renew myself. It's been 12 years now. I couldn't do it, but universe said it is time. MOREMI, Ifa Ela said it is time, so I've been taking on a journey. So to rewind, review and renew is not impossible. But we need to teach each other how, so that we begin that journey. And things that I might be saying for us to start that keeping it forward, it has to start from the first step. And when you're able to start that first step, you will know in your heart that you already maintain all of the steps all the way. It's just a case of taking it one at a time, taking that step one at a time. And when you start, I can guarantee you'll be asking yourself, I wish I started, I wish I'd done this earlier. Morning of the week, as we know, this is the part of our tradition as well in the Ifa Ela Ministry. And can I just say, it will be kind of convenient for me to not say what I'm about to say now, but it's written in my heart. And when somebody's reading a person's heart, it means it's real. I have to just say it as it is, as it is written. The warning of the week is kings and queens, men and women and general public, and anybody that are prone to killing babies and practicing blood ritual of any type of sacrifices. It is okay to put an end to these practices, because all this type of practices is no longer going to add values to our lives, and we really don't need to wait for us to start taking a step to renew our ways. Our relationship with God needs to be reformed. It is now time to start. We don't have to wait and keep saying Jesus is coming. No. Arms of God is always here with us. We refuse to connect to it. But because we've entered into that God timeline now, when we don't connect with light and you keep talking about dark, then we cannot blame God any longer. Some people might be concerned about their wealth. If we start to not do blood ritual, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen is, we're not. God is a beautiful God. We didn't create anything or anyone to lack. It's just greed that is causing trouble in our society, in our community, in our world. So therefore, if we reformed our ways, we're not going to lose our wealth, It just means that life is going to become straight path. The world will become a place where nobody will have to be concerned or worried about being killed, or they have to lie to get by in life, or the world will become a safe place for everything, not just everyone, everything. That's the meaning of God, time, and space. And when we're able to do that, definitely the strong arm of God and the eye of God will continue to smile on every one of us. I don't know about you, but I need that. It's beyond wants. I need that because I cannot function. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know how to function without living God, not pretend God or falsehood God. I can't function with that. Start to take responsibility for our actions, because MOREMI, Jesus, Ogun, or Prophet Mohammed are not going to be responsible for people's death. They were never responsible for people's death before. They're not going to be responsible for people's death now. I have clarity that Muhammad has fought lots of wars. That was his own time and space. But if he were to speak to you now, he's not going to be promoting God of death. He'll be promoting God of light, God of life to you. So don't be using Ogun as an excuse to be murdering one another. Ogun is evilness of heart, strong hands of God. Ogun is archangel, honor to all. Omi, water soluble. Ogun do not drink blood. On that note, I'll say, I give honor to all, and I keep all my honor. Ifa Ela Ministry.